Hi, and welcome back to Rowdy Sports. This is Peach. God, the World Cup. Well, it's almost over. We got to see a lot of bullshit. You know, it's hard to say that Argentina haven't been getting some very favorable calls for them. But let's just talk about the matches. We had France versus Spain and England versus Argentina. In the England versus Argentina game, you know, we saw a great goal from Anthony Gordon set up by Morgan Rogers, and then England just decided to stop playing. I guess Thomas Tuchel was like, oh, we can defend for the next 40 minutes. They had like 18% of the ball between Anthony Gordon's goal and Lautaro Martinez's final goal. It was horrible. It was the most pathetic football I've ever watched in my entire life. It was like they just let off the gas, put on 6 defenders, and said, we can do it. And they didn't. It was just a horrible decision that led to England getting knocked out and put into the third place match. Messi, 2 assists, becoming a record assist maker for Argentina now in the World Cup. Kane was fucking totally absent. Bellingham, absent. It was just a disappointing game. And not just for bettors, but just in the general sense. Like, this was a bad game. And in the Spain versus France game, we saw France get shut down for the first time in the entire tournament. And the pen was rightfully a pen. Pedro Porro, piece of shit goal, is what it is. France looked out of it, dude. It was so disappointing. What did we learn from these games? I'm not sure. That Argentina will win the World Cup final? Maybe, because calls are just going to go their way? We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about France versus England because it's happening today. Dembele is slated not to start this game. Mbappe is. Elise might be playing out on the right with Ryan Turkey in the middle. Dewey on the left. This right, Dewey. Malagusto might start. Could be a really good fantasy pick, especially with Elise playing in front of him. Saka is slated to start for England. Sorry, I'm just getting this crud out of my eye. Saka is slated to start for England, and so is Gordon. Gordon has been a sensation through this entire tournament for England, in my opinion. He's been very good. I think France win. I think because Mbappe is going for the Golden Boot, and it's entirely probable that he could get the Golden Boot, especially if he scores 2 here. I don't think Messi can score 2 against... That's not true. I don't think he can score a penalty, but I definitely think he can score 2 in open play against Spain. But, you know, Mbappe is definitely someone to look at for bets. Elise playing on the right is definitely more of his natural position. Is someone that you want to look at. I don't know about Doué. Kone has been incredible through the tournament, but he's not really good in fantasy production or worth betting on. Without William Saliba, I think England has a better chance of attacking. Yeah, Dayat Upamecano is a great player and great defender, but without Saliba as pairing center back, I think it makes it really difficult for them to hold defense the way they have been. Weird that the American announcers can't get Upamecano's name. They call him Upamecano. I don't like that. Am I betting on Harry Kane to score here? Yeah, I think without Saliba, I think Harry Kane can get the better of Upamecano, especially because they see each other so regularly at Bayern Munich. So that would be something that I would look at. Saka is definitely someone I'm looking at here. I think that Gusto can get torched by Saka. I think that Konza behind him, he's probably going to be playing deeper and not playing an overlapping kind of defensive role. So You're going to be looking at like Declan Rice and Saka playing together with Jude Bellingham on the right-hand side, overlapping sometimes. Cons is probably going to stay back. Who are we predicting to win this game? I'm predicting France that will win this game. I think that Mbappe is just going to go nuclear and try to get the golden boot. All right, let's move on to the final, which we're so happy about. Oh my fucking... What the fuck? Horrible. I'm not happy about this final. I feel like we... I feel like we, the people, got really gypped on this one. Saw a lot of biased calls happen for Argentina in these past two games, or past every game since definitely since Egypt. I mean, and how do we bet on Spain? I mean, why would you bet on Spain? They haven't looked outstanding. Like, the only game that they scored 3 goals in was against Austria, and Austria sucked. They haven't let in a lot of goals, but I think Messi will have something to say against that, especially since he likes to score against Spanish teams. Julio Alvarez has played against a lot of these individuals as well. Julio, Julian, whatever. I don't like the Argentina team, but it's hard not to bet on Messi. It really is. I don't know what fantasy player you want to pick from this Argentina team because they're all duds in fantasy. They really are. They're really all duds in fantasy. The Spain team is pretty similar. I mean, Yamal always gets over 10 points, or Zabin gets over 10 points. Fabian Ruiz has had some up and downs. Cucurella and Pedro Porro have had success, and so has Banea. Fantasy-wise, Spain look like a better team. Reality-wise, Messi is better than everybody on that Spain team. So, what do you bet on? I mean, I think that Argentina is going to win in this. I don't think that it's going to be convincing by any means. I think it's going to be pretty similar to their last couple of games where Spain's going to probably score first, then Argentina just get 2 goals because they allow Argentina to have the ball. And if Spain can do what every other team hasn't done and stop Argentina from having the ball, then they will win. But do I think they're capable of doing that? I think they have the players to make them capable of doing that, but I think Argentina plays so dirty that there are going to be fouls that aren't called that are going to wear down a lot of the Spain defenders. If Mikel Merino comes off the bench and scores a winner, I'd be stoked on that. I don't want to see Argentina win after these bullshit games that they've had. Do I want Spain to win the World Cup? Not really. I never really did. Do I think they're a great team? Kinda. I mean, they made it to a World Cup final, and it wasn't in a way that was controversial. Spain, on the other, or Argentina, on the other hand, every single game they've had has been controversial with missed penalty calls, blatant elbows thrown that weren't called for fouls. Like, just is what it is. So yeah, we're gonna say France and Spain win these games. If Spain can, France and Argentina are gonna win, but we think that Spain, if they hold the ball, they can take it. So we'll say 3-2 France and 2-1 Argentina. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And yeah.